Oh my God, you really were you've been the joy of season 1.
And, I don't know, I was just, in when I came to your room, I said, now this is Susan's room, this is her room. Let me just sit here, let me relax. And I fell asleep.
And you were snoring. We just had...
So many people. I'm wondering whether those were sound effects.
No, they were sound effects. Darling, you don't snore.
No, but I asked my daughter, Mommy, do I snore?
What did she say?
She said, sometimes when you're sleeping in a certain position. But what is snoring is a human thing. Like, there are people who snore, and if I'm one of them, so you want to shoot me? Shoot.
And then another, of course, apart from, I think you're very vulnerable. You let us in. You let me in. You allowed us to see you tipsy, happy. And I think it started with you, with the lingerie scene.
Yeah.
Because you got us to wear lingerie and do the catwalk.
Mm-hmm.
And that was wild.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yes. But that is the part of me that people do not know.
Oh, wow. And I'm so glad
that
that
don't know that part.
Yeah.
That there's another wild side of me.
Yeah. And Catherine, just to add to it, there's been a lot of ageism, on the show. I've heard people saying, oh, these are the oldies. These are the, I don't know, what other term has been used?
Mainly that. I've heard that. But it doesn't bother me. It doesn't really bother me. It's whatever. I say I'm wiser. I have lived. I am happy. I have no regrets.
And age, we should be so grateful to be older. I on the show, I was celebrating turning 40, the entire show. Yeah. And I'm not going to hide the fact that I'm 40. I'm happy. I look amazing for 40. So I don't know why anyone would, shame our age. We're lucky to be alive, right?
Yeah. So for me, when I wake up, I can wake up at whatever age I want to wake up. If I wake up and I feel like today I'm 80, I'll be free to feel. And sometimes I wake up and I feel like I'm 16 again.
Girl.
And sometimes I wake up, I'm 18. And I can stay in that for long.
Age is in your mind.
It's just in your mind. Yeah. It's whatever it is you want to be.
I've seen 20-year-olds acting like they're 65, just because it's mental.
Yeah.
And you have that inner freedom. I see it.
I have the freedom to choose today I'm waking up as what. And it's only me. You see, that is the one thing nobody can take away from you. Oh. No, they can take away everything, but they cannot take away that.
Another thing, Catherine, is, of course, I also went through my own personal battle, with being body shamed. And, I'm skinny. And, maybe they don't get it here, but, I'm very okay with how I look, So I think as women, we've had positive, beautiful experiences. We've had some negative experiences. And that's why I can talk about ageism, because of my own negative experience.
Yeah, but Susan, you eat
a lot.
You eat a lot. Eat a lot, but at no point I saw the camera picking you out.
No, never.
Eating.
I probably look like I'm on a diet.
But I was permanently eating. Did you notice that?
I noticed.
Permanently.
And eating. Drinking. Me too.
Yeah, but I know you privately, that this morning you just, I saw you have a carrot cake. You asked for a cake, and I'm like, I would never eat like that.
I eat the worst things. I eat cake, I eat cookies, I eat mabuyus. Mm-hmm. I have the worst sweet tooth, and yet I still remain this size. It's because I'm Calais,
Yeah, your metabolism is... Even I have women come to me as early as yesterday when you called me.
Yeah.
I was at my daughter's school.
Yes.
Then this lady comes to me, Dr. C, what do you do? Do you exercise a lot? Do you? And I tell her, it's embarrassing. I shouldn't. No one should actually even hear that I'm not actually. It's good to exercise, but me, I just have good genes.
I know, same.
I don't want to cheat anyone that I run.
But let's just tell them we work out. Catherine, we work out every day. We go to the gym, don't we? Okay, no, we don't do anything.
Being dangerously honest.
Let's be honest.
Last year I decided to go to... There are many health benefits that come with walking, exercising, that just sense of well-being, the feeling good, exercise is really good. But there are times I have to confess that since January, I have not
worked out.
I have not, but I intend to begin. But last year I was walking 10 kilometers. Year. I could walk like all the streets in Karen, I know them now, just walking. And because I don't believe in running, I don't think it's even a natural human thing.
As a Kalenjin, I beg to differ, but it's okay. I also don't run. I don't.
But running is something like you're running. It's not supposed to be like long, sustained.
Yeah. No, it's not supposed to be that intense.
You're running away.
It's supposed to be light.
In real life, you're running away from something.
Yeah, true.
It's something urgent. Maybe you're going to deliver a message, an urgent message. You're running from an animal when we were still animals in the forest. Or I just don't feel it's such a natural thing. But there are people who enjoy. So you do what you enjoy. With the gym machines, I just find that I've seen a lot of my friends who are working out a lot. They've not aged well.
No, they've not. It's true. There's a way their skin starts to sag.
And then with their knees and joints,
hips as well.
It's just So but anyway, people should do themselves. Like, you.
Catherine, let's be dangerously honest. What's the most shocking thing that happened to you on the show that you still can't recover from?
2 things, actually.
Okay.
The first one was when Vera stormed my event, and that exchange of words, I was so shocked.
You were green. You were just new. You had no idea.
I was new. I have never, I've seen women bicker on each other, but usually it's simmering and you can see. This one came from nowhere. It was like...
You were so upset. You had major guests. You had ambassadors.
Yes.
I saw you just going I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
I'm still so embarrassed even to date. I'm still so embarrassed. Even when I see the lady of Brown's cheese, I'm embarrassed.
What did you tell them?
But she kept on checking on me. Are you okay? Are you sure you're safe with those women?
What did you tell them? Because, for an outsider, us guys are used to the drama, but for an outsider, it was your first taste of drama on the show, but us guys kind of already got used to it.
What happened was they actually thought it was part of the script.
Okay, do they know that it's not scripted?
Now they know.
Okay.
They thought it was part of the script.
Oh, wow.
They thought it was part of the script.
Oh, wow.
Cheers.
I honestly wish it was a script. Because what we've been through.
It was so unbelievable. Better look at your noise for 7 years.
Okay, and then the second thing that really was shocking for you on the show? We're being dangerously honest. I can see you trying to edit it.
I'm not editing. But for me, at first, I was really shocked at the level of fashion.
Oh, okay.
That people could actually dress like that in...
You mean like me in your house baking in the pink outfit? It's fine, we can talk about that outfit.
But for you, kinda, I just generally, I was kinda shocked.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like in some ways, we didn't want to let Nairobi down. Because, Nairobi has got this culture where we don't support our own. Everybody's like, oh, they won't bring it. Nigeria is better than us. South Africa is better than us. And I feel like Nairobi we have represented, haven't we?
We represented in terms of... And what I really liked about you is that you were so intentional in representing the Kenyan fashion.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Oh,
that you wore all these... And you know what I'm thinking? Not thinking. I'm actually planning a bridal fashion week. And this morning I was thinking all that fashion should now come out.
Absolutely.
All of it. I'm sure people want to see. So I was talking to Amanda, who was the stylist, and Kayla.
She's amazing.
I haven't spoken to Kayla yet, but I spoke to Amanda that we need to have the Nairobi Real House fashion on the catwalk. Not necessarily if the housewives want to wear what they were wearing.
We'll rock it.
Yes.
We'll just represent,
Because I feel the fashion was so good and people may just want to see it again, and the designers need to be there to be celebrated.
You're right. And Catherine,
yeah.
Kenya, it's almost like we all know that this show will be watched across Africa, across the world. So the pressure was on to put Kenya on the map.
And we did. We did. Now we are trending number one. The most we have the more viewership than Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even
what? Yes.
More than Game of Thrones.
In the whole of Africa.
You're joking.
Yes.
And there's even people who are arguing that we are better than Durban. Okay, I'm just saying,
of course we are better.
And it's because we've not been toxic. Like, we've brought out a bit of toxicity, but also had fun with it.
Yeah, the thing is that sometimes I feel so that, I don't know whether it's the job of producers, and I'm not talking about the Real Housewives of Nairobi producers, just all over the world sometimes, that there is a misconception that women are just about drama and the toxic drama.
There's so much more.
There's a lot of more women really building themselves.
Absolutely.
So many women supporting each other. But yes, where there's women, there's drama here and there. But I'm just saying that it's not, personally, I was not able to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta.
And like some of the stuff that also happened to me outside the show, I was not for it because that was drama outside the show, you know, and it really affected me, and I was not happy with it because it can't be drama. We're having drama on the show and we're having drama outside the show.
Yeah, but I suppose it just goes to show how far people are willing to go.
For clout.
For clout. And sometimes it's not really necessary.
Yeah.
And just, for the younger people, in terms of what I would like to tell them is that sometimes you need to ask yourself, will this matter 10 years from
Absolutely.
now? Can I live with this 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Because those things really come back, and especially in a digital age like
Absolutely.
this.
It's permanent.
It is
this is what your daughter will watch.
A digital tattoo.
Yeah. You have a daughter. I have 2 daughters.
Oh my goodness. It's a digital tattoo. And recently, I was just listening to a school where they were talking about during COVID, the children went home and they were reading so much, and all the students scored A's, straight A's.
Oh, wow.
And the top universities in the world could not find a way how to actually select. Do you know what they did?
What?
They went online.
Boom.
Digital tattooing.
Boom.
So if there was anything negative about you, that was just out.
It's permanent.
Out. Now that they ended up actually using that. So there's digital tattoos, and I think so that people need to be aware of that.
Because even for us after the show, now we're getting into corporate sponsorships, it can absolutely destroy your life, right?
Yeah.
It can work for you and it can work against you. I was talking to some of the ladies from Real Housewives of Lagos and Real Housewives of Abuja, and some of them told me that some of the ladies from Real Housewives of Lagos were not able to get endorsements after the show because of the amount of negativity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you see, brands are always, you're a brand. What is a brand? Brands is the sum total of what people think about you. It is not what you do to the product, how nicely you make it, whatever, even though that goes into it.
It's how you carry yourself.
It is it is what you do to people's minds.
Exactly.
And so if you're behaving in a certain way, of course, that is your brand. You can dress, look in a certain way, want people to think in a certain way.
But you're talking trash.
But what people eventually, the sum total of what they think about you is so important. And so brands are always very careful because when they associate with you, with your kind of brand, then your kind of brand is also spilling onto them.
I even remember in one of the episodes when you joined, there's one of the cast members, I won't name names, who asked you for an endorsement, and I saw you being very careful.
Yeah. I was just being careful because I felt I didn't know them well.
Yes.
And, when I joined the show, I knew, I knew you, I knew Sonal, I knew Lisa.
Yes.
and I kind of felt safe.
Yes.
And it's just because I did not know them well enough.
Yeah, I could
for
see
me
your hesitation.
for me to make that decision. Yes, and because I want to be able to stand by my decision.
Yes.
Sometimes, in Swahili they say kwa shujaa ni kilio, kwa the other one is kicheko.
Okay, I don't know why.
There is,
and I passed Kiswahili lakini sikusikia.
Kwa shujaa ni kilio, kwa uoga ni the person who is scared. It's kicheko.
Okay.
People will just laugh at you when you're the one who was scared. Yeah, but the one who said, okay, I'm the strong one. I'm going. It's actually a Maasai saying.
Okay.
That I'm the one who will go and just get the lion.
Okay.
Just get eaten by that lion because because.
So you have to be careful that that
you'd rather even people laugh at you
does not consume you.
Yeah, than say and then you get. So now I just said my truth. I didn't know, we were not, and now I can always retreat, and I can always say, okay, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
And the brand has not suffered in that way, so I would do that. So sometimes that's why I'm saying, I think I've been quoted somewhere when I've said, yes, you're yourself, but you have to think while you're saying, and you have to be alert all the time, knowing that, whatever it is that you say.
You have to own your shit and know that it's going to affect you for the rest of your life as a public figure. Yeah.
So, because it does.
And I also see, there's even lots of people with lots of followers. I'll give you an example. Okay, I won't name people, but then there's people with, 5 million followers, 4 million followers, and they can't get endorsements.
Yeah, some people, let me tell you, some people, I saw one of the influencers, and they know themselves coming up with a child product, and they have bleached themselves.
Okay.
They have done all these things to their bodies. At me, I drink that thing.
Sips wine.
Yeah.
This is the moment I was waiting for.
And
this is touchdown.
I sip it to what? Hey, wacha tu ninenepe uko na uko. And I put what on my child's skin, the one you have done. So it just really, you know what I mean. That now you have children, and you want us to use a child product that you have made. Who is going to believe you?
It's an issue of trust.
It's an issue of trust, because who is going to believe you? Who is going to think so that so and so now, the ones who've done all these things to their bodies, now they believe in organic, nice things for children. Who is going to believe you that now...
You have to walk the talk.
Yes.
You have to... Whatever you're selling has to be authentic.
Yes.
It's like the way, on the show, I was doing hairstyles, because I own a salon,
Yeah. You see, that's the thing. And you see, people buy the brand stories.
Correct.
You came to the launch of my wine.
Correct.
And I was talking about how, for us, what was the thought process of putting the wine together? Why did we choose to do wine? But, you can see we've progressed for the last 20 years.
You really have.
We have been helping people navigate and truly enjoy life's greatest moments. And therefore, when there's a life's great moment, we toast, we celebrate, and so it's such a natural progression that even our clients can see, enyewe, why didn't you even do it earlier? We thought that you should have done it much, much more earlier. And for us, because we felt we always left our clients at the altar. So it's such a natural progression. But now, when you're a celebrity, you've got all these 5 million followers, they're waiting for you, and you've been known for ratchetness, then launch a ratchet product.
You said it.
Just launch a ratchet product.
So if you're to pitch for a ratchet product, if you are one of these people, what would you possibly do? Is it selling you? What would it be?
A ratchet product. It depends on the ratchetness. On the level of ratchetness.
Okay.
Maybe if you've been selling yourself and selling your body and whatever.
Vagina tightening.
Yeah, you could do things like that, or some... dildo shops.
Exactly. That's a good. Maybe we should do that.
Maybe. I don't know. All the mothers would just unfollow me.
And our
I would
children.
never, for example, I have not. My claim to fame is not out of things like
Correct.
that. So no one would even buy.
Expect that from
Nobody
you.
would expect that from me, and nobody would buy. But if you're known for that, there are a couple of what I call what do they call them? I wouldn't call them celebrities, socialites, whom I would say actually you want to whatever, go and sell some bondage things.
You want to bleach your skin,
some things like that. Then you will be believable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're being dangerously honest, and I like it.
Yeah, because people are following you for that. And there's nothing wrong with whatever it is.
So basically, as women, you should just own your journey.
Yes.
That's what you're saying, right?
You should own your journey. And but let's say that, even God is waiting until the last day if you're religious. God is waiting until the last day when he'll judge all of us. So we are not here to pass judgment because we are not God.
But we are sinners.
We have all erred.
I confess, I'm a sinner.
And you can just come out and say, look, I've been living this kind of life and now I'm changing. And Kenyans are
it's like what Black China did.
Yeah.
Have you seen the way the world has embraced her?
Yes.
I don't know whether you've read the story or she's just undone everything that she did. And she's being very, very vulnerable about it.
Yes, and people can believe you, but don't come, you're trying to change, and then you're doing things in the back.
Guys can tell an authentic story and a story that's not authentic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people can just say, look, I thought it was I was young, and then just walk the tight rope.
I like that.
And do you know how many of us see ourselves as sinners and that we are not perfect, and that we will just embrace, okay, initially we will be like, okay, are you really? And then look at this girl, size 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, she was able to flip and change her life.
And initially no one was actually believing.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, okay. But I like that Mateke song.
Girl.
I really liked it. I liked her in her, but now I'm believing. Okay.
She's
now look at the endorsements. Look at the endorsements she's gotten.
So people believe, people want you to be vulnerable.
Yes.
People want you to be real.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you asked me a question.
Yeah.
What shocked you on the show?
Many things. Okay, so let me start from the top. I was Zuko just, thinking I'm going to give a classy, whatever, I'm going to run a classy event, episode 1. Shock on me. The drama, I wasn't ready for that. I don't know whether you were not there, episode 1, but I was just like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
Because, we're not used to drama. I thought drama would be start from episode 5, episode 4. I thought there'd be a build-up. I mean, I did provide a lot of alcohol. The tribe was amazing, but it just went from 0 to 100. Okay, honestly, Catherine, I was not ready. Yeah. And I came with Michelle. Michelle is a really good friend of mine. She's sparkly and fun. I was like, I'm going to do this Chopa thing. We're going to have fun with it. But then the way the night ended, and I had never met Mine in my life, I never got to know, whether or not they had a relationship, but it was shocking. So I think as the episodes progressed, I kind of got used to it, but that was very shocking for me. And then the second thing that shocked me was how guys can just come up to you and just be mean up front. There's actually mean girls out there. You try to be nice to people, but then they're just like, boom, I hate you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Actually, you're ugly. Actually, you're thin. Actually, you're a flamingo. What? The list is so long. I was just like, okay. Then I got to the program. And that's when I started to also fire missiles. Because, I'm a good person. You've known me for many years. Yeah. So
but I know that no one should joke with you.
Catherine, I'm 40.
Yeah.
Utaleta fujo. FFU.
Leta fujo one.
Fanya fujo one. So, Catherine, from the world we come from, because we're in the same world. You've been my neighbor. Our kids go to the same school. You know how our little circle is. Even though we are tough, we're not mean, in your face like that.
That level of meanness, it is something I've really, even in business, I've had to learn.
I mean, guys,
but I have really had to learn that someone can actually sit, go in a boardroom, strategize, come up with a strategy to finish you, and actually implement it.
Yeah, like for me, the meanness is just and upfront. So it's almost like you have to get used to bad people or mean people upfront, and you also have to be able to fire back, and also like be strong and show them that you can't bully me.
But Susan, now that you say that, after watching the show and being on the show and seeing how a couple of people behaved, there was what we thought the show was. There is what the camera person thought the show was. There was what the editor thought the show was. And there is what the public
sees at the end.
Thinks the show is.
Yeah.
And these are almost like 5 different perspectives.
So what's your overall analysis? Because I feel like sometimes we can't even explain to the public a lot of things. Because like for me, for example, some guys were like, oh yeah, you're not a good friend to Sonal. But all those scenes were cut out, Like when I'm saying, for example, to one of the cast members that, oh yeah, you're fake. It's because she says I wear fake brands, yeah?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like there's a lot of context that is lost, in editing.
But also in terms of, like I say, it's about perception.
Yeah.
So if you say that I'm fake, for example, it is what you're going to interpret it to be.
Yeah.
I would not even, let me tell you something about fashion.
Yes.
I'm one of those people. I like quick, fast fashion.
Yes.
It means I would, if Zara was in this country, I would just go wear Zara. And like by the time I'm going to wear a shoe that's going to cost me like 300,000, are you kidding me?
Uteka hiyo pesa kwa biashara?
No, yes, of course. I know exactly what I can do with that. Yes, I know exactly. Like I will go, I don't know, kama nikisaju huko.
Girl.
I know exactly, but to you perhaps or to somebody else, they will use that money for that. So if you tell me I'm wearing fake brand and I have no problem with it, if you have a problem, it's your problem.
Exactly. And the thing is, you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
Catherine, you are. I don't have to prove myself as Susan. I am who I say I am. Like right now, I don't have any brand on, but I feel amazing. I feel confident. My outfit is actually really cheap.
Yes.
But I rock it.
Yeah. And that's what matters. So I think when people misinterpret things and put them in their perception and perspective, and I think for me, that's why on the show, I just say, you know what, me, I'm formidable. I'm just a wall.
Yeah.
What can you really say?
Exactly.
What can you say?
And like for me, another thing like that was said outside the show, oh yeah, Susan is living in her parents' house, blah, 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 my parents' property, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, yeah, but we even talked about it. Like, what is wrong with that?
Like, for example, I say for my daughter, anybody expecting them to go and start somewhere by themselves, they're joking.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, they're joking. My daughter is not going to start the way I started from zero.
Exactly.
No.
And I'm second generation. I now sit on our family
So
boards.
what's wrong with you being in your family house?
Do I have to now go hustle, and yet I already worked hard with my family and I'm part of my family lineage and I'm part of our family legacy, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that.
You've been so open about the fact that you're divorced.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to rebuild your life.
Exactly.
So what's the problem?
And not even that, like my family has bestowed wealth on me, but I also worked hard for it. I can't say that I got it overnight. For me to get to that board level, I've worked with my family for over 25 years, you know. And literally, Catherine, you even know, you've been to our family property. You know that my family didn't even want me on the show.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Because they felt I would expose the family. They wanted privacy, you know.
Yeah, you started to work when you were 19.
Correct.
So you worked for the family business.
Yeah.
This is what people don't understand about family businesses.
Yeah.
So, but I would understand why some people may not understand that because they've come from nothing.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
A lot of us have actually come from nothing.
Yeah.
But if you're second generation and you've been working in the family business.
I helped to found it, you know. It's been many years of hard work.
Yeah. Actually, you know, Susan, I watched a show you had done on, was it KTN?
Yes.
Was it with Catherine?
Yes.
And I just, oh my God, I'm just like, wow.
It's been many years of hard work.
Wow.
So people see you now.
You are selling things, you are hawking with your mama.
Yeah. I came from ground up also with my mom, you know. Yeah. And now, Catherine, like, we've got a big business. We're one of Kenya's biggest travel agencies. You know, we support the biggest airlines. We've got the biggest partnerships, you know. And I can't say, because I came from nothing also with my family. It grounds me. It doesn't make me want to be proud. It actually grounds me. It makes me more humble. You get, yeah.
And know the privileges sometimes that are bestowed on you.
Exactly.
And all that.
And also like the value of hard work. When you work hard for your money, Catherine, you can't even start talking like that, you know? You do the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah.
So oh, that is so amazing.
And you also met my mom, you told me.
Yes. Oh, my goodness, yes. She came to talk to us at Strathmore. I was doing a business class, and I was like, what? At the time, she's just like, what? You're Susan's mother.
She's a business icon. Like, she is a mogul.
If people don't understand you, they don't understand your body, they need to look at your
mom.
Yes.
She's 6 feet something. She's taller than, you know.
And she's just
slender and classy.
Yeah,
well put
slender
together.
like you.
I know.
Yeah.
My mom is the person I look up to in my life.
Yeah.
So when I look at you and your daughter, I'm like, that's gonna be, because you know, I've seen you going with your daughter everywhere for business meetings.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys will have the same relationship like I have with my mom.
Yes, I need her to, and I think it's an issue of parenting.
Yeah.
And I think it's a clue to how African businesses will survive.
Yeah.
Because when you look at Kenya, about 90%
of businesses die.
Yes, but die, but also 90% are actually family owned. You know, so it means for sustainability of the Kenyan economy, we need to find a way for second generation to take over. Kids like yourselves, you need to be able to take over your family business.
Do you know my family we've had meetings like at board level where we're just trying to educate the next generation on the takeover and how to manage the business and how to make it sustainable for the grandkids and the other kids and the other kids. But it's not a Kenyan common story. I think it's only common with Indians.
Yeah.
Africans, we're still like, you know, most African parents don't even want to pass on anything to their kids. So they die and then they leave the family in a mess, you know.
Not that they don't want to pass on.
What is it?
I think there's this famous story of the Kamau and Patel, where a lot of African parents don't want their children they want their children to do something better. So, for example, if they're running a hardware store, they want their children to go and now be employed by big companies like IBM, like all those companies you perceive to be
you
big.
Don't have to, because what you're doing is gold.
Yeah.
And they can take it to the next level.
Yeah, and I think that's a big problem, and that's why we talk a lot with my daughter. I involve her a lot.
Oh, wow.
I just want her to grow her. She's free to do whatever it is she wants to do, but she must know that she owns as a business. And as a business owner, what are the things you need to look at? You don't have to come and work in the business, but you need to know, how do you spot talent? How do you get that talent? How do you make the talent happy? And all that, so that you're free to do whatever it is you want to do. You don't have to manage.
I've seen you go with her and she's just like, oh my God, I have to wait for my mom. But that's exactly what I did. You're so on track, Catherine. I get so excited when I see you with her.
Yeah, you know? Like your daughter, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, my daughter has grown. She's taller than me now. She's a teenager. She's turning 14. Time has just...
And she tells you, Mommy, you don't even know. How can you wear that? The way I think your fashion is so high.
She's
and now there's
like,
someone checking you, telling you, Mommy, you cannot wear that.
I have had to become humble. But I mean, even you're humble. I mean, they humbled us even during baking.
I know. She's humbled me like, Mommy, how can you do such frivolous things when you can be treating animals out there?
Yeah. Like, and I saw your daughter talk about sex. I was like, Catherine, you're in trouble.
But you see, the thing is, when you're bringing up girls, you must talk about these things. They must hear it from you.
Correct.
They must hear what is the truth, and you must tell them the truth, because somebody else out there is going to tell them. The moment they sense that you're not telling them the truth,
they will get it from somebody else.
They get it from somebody else, and when they discover that is the truth, then they stop believing you.
So what was your answer when she was like, Mom, what's sex? What did you say?
So fortunately, we've got a dog, and her best friend, Naima, you met her at Mina's event.
Naima was in Melly's class as well.
Yes.
Mia's class.
Yeah. And, so they've got these cats. So we've had, like, my dog was in Istras. So Andrea asked, so as our papa, why is this dog dropping blood everywhere? And then I think the father was thinking, okay, I'm coming to tell you. And there we were there with everyone. My father was there, the whole family was there. So he went, cleaned the pool, and then he came back. Then he said, hey, I'm ready to answer you. It means so that if she has sex with another dog, if she mates with another, no, he didn't say that. Yeah. He said, it means she's ready to have children. My daughter was shocked. So later on she asked me, what did Papa mean that Lulu is ready to have children? Then I told her, he meant even human beings. So it was time for me to talk about period.
When it's time, it's time.
It was time. She was 6 years old. She was only 6.
Oh my God.
She was so horrified. She was horrified. And then she went to tell all the girls in the class about periods. And then all the mothers were like, Catherine, what did you tell your child? And then we were on, we were having a funny laugh right and then after that, now my the best friend, she got a cat who came into the house with the little ones.
Yeah.
And then now the male cat was coming, and then it was time to talk about mating, and she was, oh my goodness. So it wasn't me to talk about now the mating and the sex. Now it was the other mother. But my daughter is exactly her father. Exactly, they look alike, they think alike, and their personality is the same.
Your hubby is so chill.
Yes.
But when he talks, he talks.
Yes.
There's times he's just quiet.
Yes. And then he'll say one word, he's so fun, he'll say one word, and then you will laugh for the whole week. So my daughter is the same. So she'll be chilled, and then she'll tell you, Mommy, can I tell you something? And then she started to download everything about what the cat did and whatever. So she asked again. So I had to say the truth. Why am I
blushing?
So you have to say the truth, not too graphic, but just enough. You
have to be honest.
Just enough for them, for no one to be able to dispute what you have said and tell them something else, and they discover you've been lying all along.
Yeah. And also, Catherine, with mortality, we don't know how long we're here for.
Yeah.
And that's why we're so grateful to be older.
Yeah.
And so we have to also try to pass on as much information to our kids, just in case.
Yes.
You never know when your last day.
Yes.
Is going to be.
So you try, we try to, when, one of the things actually on the show for me is about parenting.
Yeah.
And so we have seen both of us with our children and all that. And so for me, that kind of just ensuring that I'm passing on as much, because you've seen, I'm not a teenage, like what I mean a teenage, like the age gap. I'm not a young mother. I became a mother much, much later in life. And just ensuring that even my daughter knows what she owns, like she knows everything, everything.
So it's like how much can I pass on? You almost feel like time is not on your
including,
side.
Everything, including, like, children have all these perceptions.
Yeah.
She can come to your house and check, like, Mommy, does this YouTube thing really pay you? Like this celebrity thing, does it really pay you? How come our fridge is not as full as so and so? And then that is an opportunity.
Compare.
Yes, have you had that also?
Oh, of course. My daughter tells me, I went to so-and-so's house. It's so big, It's got, I don't know how many pools, how many living rooms, it's got a cinema, it's got a bowling. I'm just like, okay, chill. That is their life. We have our life. And, you have to ground them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's very easy to also lose your child to, to the pressure.
Yeah. And so, your daughter seeing you on the show, what questions have arisen?
So first of all, I didn't want her to be on the show, but she insisted. She even cried when I told her that you're not going to be on the show. She literally cried. So I was like, okay, I guess he really wants us to do it. And I feel like, we had gone through a rough preteen patch. And she felt, and then now we had reconnected.
Okay.
And she felt like this was going to be our journey together. So it's almost like the show is part of my journey with my daughter. And like she looks up to me. She went to her school, and like in her school, she tells me, Mom, you're a flex. My friends like you. And so
what's a flex?
A flex. Sorry. Let me educate you.
Educate me. What's a flex?
A flex is like to flex your muscle.
Uh-huh.
It's like a flex is like, I say that's my mom. My mom is so pretty. My mom is so cool. So when I go to school, she'd be like, calling her friends, like, come say hi to my mom. She's proud of me. And I could not believe it, that I needed validation from my daughter validation from my daughter meant more to me than validation from any other man in this world, validation from my parents. I needed validation from my daughter, and I got it, and I could not believe it. Because preteens and teenage is not easy. You know, they go through that stage of like not liking you so much.
And it makes it so much more worth it, so much worth it.
Yeah.
And that's what I usually say, that, you know, what happened on the show happens on the show. So when you go out and start trolling people and just saying things that are not
You have
true.
no idea that this show means something to me, my daughter, my family. Like it means it's our true life, you know.
Yeah.
And we've put so much on the line to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's sad that somebody could do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I pity them.
Yeah, it's true. So same for me also, for my daughter, in terms of, she first of all thought this show was about her.
I saw that. I saw that. She is such a superstar. She could do accents. She could do.
Yeah, she really is very talented.
Yeah.
But obviously we keep the door open, whether it's a piano,
she's a
whether it's
superstar.
music,
Just
whether
be ready.
it's whatever. We keep the door open. She can be whatever she wants to be. She just needs to remember she's a business owner.
Says the mother of this is legacy speaking.
Yeah.
And just to conclude, because like we've talked about literally everything, and I feel like we need 3 full episodes, because like with you, it's layers. You know, we have not even touched on anything.
Yes.
But I love your marriage.
Yeah.
I love what you and your hubby have. You know, like you guys are such a beautiful family, and you're so close. You know.
Yeah.
You're lucky. We were talking about it a bit earlier. You're so lucky.
It's luck. You create your own luck.
Yeah.
So for me, I think so that, yes, I was lucky to meet him. Number one, let me say that.
He's a kind man.
Yes. And for us, our relationship started we are honest with each other.
Okay.
Honest, completely honest with each other. And it's
dangerously
so funny.
honest.
Dangerously honest. Because when we started to date, and he had even proposed, because I was engaged to somebody else who was out of the country.
Wait,
at the time, yes. And you know, we were such good friends that he's the one who was writing all the emails for me to this other boyfriend.
Wait, he was your best friend first.
He was my best friend first, even though I knew he was interested in me as a woman.
But you friend zoned him.
Yeah, like we were friends. And we were so honest, with each other. And that is the basis of there is nothing I would not tell him, other than the fact that, okay, when I went for Botox.
He saw it on the show for the first time.
No, he didn't.
I
told him yet. Later on. I told him. I didn't want him. It's something I was determined.
Yeah,
two times.
You didn't want him to stop you.
I didn't want him to stop me. 2 times I've not told him.
Oh wow.
The first time when I walked into CMC and drove out with the Discovery, and when I went for the Botox.
Wait.
2 things that I really wanted to do.
Wait, what?
Like, I went to pick him at the airport, and he's like, "What did you do?"
I bought a car.
Yeah.
Worth, I don't even know how much.
It was, at that time, that was 2004. They were going like for 6 million.
Listen, you could even go buy a house. You could even go get married to another man and he'd still love you. That man loves you.
Yes, he does. He does.
Yeah.
And therefore, our relationship is not based on like
it's
anything else. It's not frivolous. We don't it's so, once you start there, no matter what.
So is that your advice to me? Because you know the season I'm in.
Yes, that is the advice.
Okay.
Let me tell you, if you have to lie to any person
about who you are.
Do you know, I know women whose husbands have never seen them without makeup.
So wanalala kwa kitanda na makeup yote?
Yes. What is that? Like, what is that? Do you know, I personally believe in freedom. And when I mean by freedom, I mean so that if I'm seated here with you, I'm able to give you my full mind. If not, can it just be, if I'm here with you and maybe I could be free because I just want to move money, I better be moving money from your account to mine.
For you always say that. It's catching.
Yes.
Dollars.
If I'm going to pretend.
Correct.
If I have to reach the level of pretending, then it is about moving money from your account to mine. Anything else is not even worth it.
Okay, one last one. I know I'm trying to end this, but it's not ending because it's so cool. One last one. Catherine, 2 things.
Yes.
About the money. there's a point where we laughed about gold diggers and hypergamy really quick. I mean, you did say only your mama knows your papa.
Yeah, I said
we
that.
Also talked about a woman should be a gold digger.
Yes, you should, because why am I saying that? It's because when you look even traditionally, as in our society, the society was like that. They would, for example, not allow you to marry a man who can look after you. Therefore, even the issue of dowry.
I agree.
And just by being a gold digger, it means you're looking for somebody whom you can work together, or someone who can look after you. The
and
society
provide
for you. Yeah. So many women in this town who are having, no, not in this town, in this world, who are having to provide for the children, fight so hard because...
And they're in their masculine because they have to take care of the family. That's not a woman's role.
Yeah, well, you can provide, but if you're working together on the same team, it is just not on. Like, it's not even how God intentioned, how even the society is wired, and because the traditional networks have broken down. So a woman has got to look after their own interests.
Yes.
And that's why, by the way, if you want to understand the origin of Bridezilla, it is actually rooted in that.
Oh, really? Why?
In the sense that now, you know, for the first time in a generation, women are having to choose their own mates. Yeah? And when you're choosing your own mate, you care about what people are going to think. So you're having this event that is proving to people that, yeah, this is how our life is just going to have to be. In the past, the society would choose a mate for you.
It's like
and
Indian matchmaking.
Yes.
You should watch Indian matchmaking.
Yes.
It's all about family. Your family has to approve.
And you didn't care how, because they've chosen what's best for you.
Exactly.
So you didn't have to show anything.
It's community.
It's community. So therefore, you didn't have to worry about, is it perfect, is it not perfect?
Is it cute?
And there's always a step in looking. When you watch that, they look at the stars, they look at this, they look at that.
Yeah.
In the African community is also the same. Even the Zulu. Number one, you take all the cows. Number two, all the men need to line up. Line up physically naked, and you're inspected. Yes, in the Zulu culture,
I need to call my Zulu friend.
You've heard about the lobolas and all that.
Actually, that would work for me, because, you know, I don't want to get shortchanged, if you know what I'm saying.
I know.
I can be dangerously honest.
So if the physical body, do you have any deformities? They go and dig in your family. Do you have a history of this and this and this, whatever? Until they know you can look after their child, you actually are mentally fit in the first place, and therefore we had very strong African women and men. And that's why when the first psychiatrist who came to Africa concluded that Africans don't suffer from mental health illnesses because the natural selection was so thorough.
Not anymore, though.
Not anymore, and that's why we have all these things coming up.
We have serious issues.
So therefore, I say the women should be gold diggers to look after themselves, to look after their own interests.
You know,
the society is no longer.
This.
You endorse it.
Can we toast to being gold diggers?
Yes.
I love it. I just need a bit more shiny things. But Catherine, you've been amazing. Honestly, can I have you again?
Yes, sure. Anytime, darling.
You are like, you know, we're kindred spirits. You're vocal, you're dangerously honest, you're sassy, you're fun, you're beautiful. I don't know, you're just what an African woman should be.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And I just say, let's toast to this. Let's toast to your wine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, cheers to Samantha wine, and cheers to collaborating, and cheers to family.
I was exactly about to say that. To the new collaborations that
we have a new collaboration. We have lots of collaborations. Everybody should be on the lookout.
Yes.
Follow us. Yes. Follow Catherine.
And follow Susan.
And watch these power women do their thing. Are dangerously honest and ... to be continued.
Yes.
Cheers.